Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I trust that you're doing well. In this video, we're going to take a look at the price action of Bitcoin and do a little bit of a weekend price action analysis. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tick that bell for notifications. Let's get into the video. And here we have Bitcoin up on the daily chart in TradingView. And on my last analysis, I was looking for the daily candle body closure above the top side of this liquid zone, coming in at $51,000. As you can see, that condition certainly did get met. However, when we look down below, it came in on very low and weak volume. And I do look for strong volume to be behind breakouts like this. When an asset goes to resolve an overall greater range, I do like to see it come in on strong, convincing volume, at least getting above the moving average and preferably engulfing the last several days of volume read. And that certainly was not present as this candle broke to the upside. Does not mean you can predict giant lightsabers like this to the downside, but it does make me exercise a healthy amount of skepticism and to remain on the defensive side of things. Now, for full disclosure, I did try a small long position on the back test of this liquid zone here. Price did move favorably for me in the beginning of that trade, and I did set my stop loss to break even, and that is the power of proper risk management, because when I woke up the next day, I saw this giant lightsaber to the downside and got stopped out as break even and did not have to hold on to a giant losing position like this. It's no secret that traders have access to a lot of leverage in this market and are often over leveraged, and when those liquidations start to fire off, these giant candles can come into the downside as well as to the upside. Now, there was a little bit of FUD that came into the market as well surrounding Coinbase, and some were even speculating that this was a bit of a sell the news event for El Salvador making Bitcoin legal currency. Either way, when those liquidation engines start to fire, you get these gigantic candles to the downside. I mean, Bitcoin moves so quickly, and especially some of the altcoins, I just don't think you need to be using high leverage in this market. Low leverage is plenty. Remember, keep in mind that high leverage will maximize your losses as well as your gains. So you'll lose much faster as well, especially if you're not using stop losses and proper risk management. So always be wary of that. Now, since this giant lightsaber to the downside, we see that price action has been fairly droopy ever since, and Bitcoin is trying to base just above this liquid zone down below here. That has the top side coming in around $44,500 and the bottom side coming in around $44,000. Some people are beginning to call this a bit of a bear trap, but for me personally, it's a little bit too soon to tell. At the very least, I want to see Bitcoin coming back up around the $47,000 mark. If we start seeing some daily candle bodies close along that level there, then perhaps Bitcoin works its way back up to this liquid zone here. And again, the bottom side of that's coming in around 50,000, top side coming in at around 51,000. Ultimately, I'm going to want to see Bitcoin get up above that $50,000 mark and hold it as support. We just simply didn't see this area get confirmed as support. We saw the low volume coming in. We did see an initial back test on this wick here where I got into that small trade, but we did not see the SR flip. We see it serving as resistance back here. And we never did see it flip into support before continuation to the upside. So I do need to see that. I mean, if price action gets up around those levels and starts doing that, then I think it's fair to be calling this a bear trap at this point in time. Bitcoin is certainly capable of a bounce here, so we'll see what happens there. But if Bitcoin does start to close down below the bottom side of this liquid zone here, I think it's likely to come down here and swipe around 42,000. Perhaps it puts in a little bit of bounce in around that area there. Now, if we come out to a weekly chart here, it is important to note this. This is a really nasty weekly candle as of right now. The week still has 1 day and 8 hours remaining, so we'll see how this closes here. But as of right now, this is a bearish engulfing candle. I mean, we see this candle body here getting below the candle body of the previous week, and as of right now, it's even taking out this wick low here. It's also notable too that this nasty move is coming in right around the 0.618 of the Fibonacci retracement, which is a very classic bull trap area. And if we get a closure like this, we are going to have a lower high as opposed to back here. So definitely something to keep on the radar and to remain cautious of. I'm not calling a bear market or anything like that. I'm just saying that, hey, listen, this does look a bit nasty, and we certainly want to keep that on our radar and see how this weekly candle closes in a day and 8 hours from now. So definitely worth keeping on the radar. So back to the daily here. What I'm looking for is if a closure happens below the bottom size liquid zone, likely we're going to come down and swipe around 42,000, see if we can get a bounce from there. If the bounce can play out from here, we start closing above the $47,000 mark, then I'm going to be watching for Bitcoin to come up and maybe put in a test of this liquid zone again over time. So that's what I'm pretty much watching at this point in time. Anyways, hope you're all doing well out there. Thanks so much for coming by and checking out this video. Looking forward to seeing the next one. Until I do, have yourself a powerful day.